question from someone who reached out, and it's a pretty common question as well for most online coaches, online trainers that haven't had the level of success or gotten to what they would like to get to. And the question really was, Chris, why would anyone charge, why would any prospect or client pay high ticket for online training, online coaching, when there's just so much free or cheap options out there? Now, if you are relatively new to online training, online coaching, and what I mean by relatively new, you may have been completely fresh to it, you've never tried anything, you're just starting to look into it, all the way through to you've been doing it for a while, but you haven't necessarily cracked the nut at growing the business. So by new, I mean like beginner stages, and generally that means that you're probably doing less than $1,000 or $2,000, from anywhere from zero to doing less than $1,000 or $2,000 a month in your online business. Now, generally why I bank those two together, from someone that's just fresh and just started to someone that may have been doing it for some time but hasn't done over like $1,000 or $2,000 a month, is because you may have gotten some clients, but you just haven't got it set up in the right way. And that's why you're struggling to get above that $1,000 or $2,000 a month mark. And really, even though you may have been doing it for some time, I would still put that as a beginner stage, because there's certain beginner mistakes that you're making that's stopping you from scaling. And that's something we're going to be going through in today's session, which is quite important. So the person at that stage, it's a very common question, right? Because you just haven't experienced high ticket coaching, or you haven't experienced having a lot of prospects and clients come through and actually sell them high ticket. So you question, because you haven't seen it and you haven't experienced it, you question whether it's possible, right? And it's more of a, I would say it's more of a mindset question, just because you haven't experienced it yet. And once you have experienced it, those people doing $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month consistently or above are getting high ticket clients consistently. So it wouldn't be a question they've got, because they're experiencing it, right? So for those in those early stages that haven't done it yet, whether you've had some clients and you're just charging very low ticket, or you've had no clients, it's a very, very common question. And it's more a factor of not understanding the differences between services and what people buy and why, right? And understanding the mentality of a client. Now, it is true that there are so many options out there for a client who wants an online trainer, an online program, whatever it might be. But if you liken it to something that people understand or have experienced, probably a good example would be like cars, right? There are so many different, transport. There are so many options out there, right? All the way from Bugatti, Ferraris, like million dollar cars, all the way through to walking or taking a bike or taking a bus, right? In terms of getting transport. Like if you want to get from point A to point B, there are lots of different formats, and there's lots of different customers that choose different things for different reasons, right? Now, if we liken that back to the fitness industry, right? There's free ebooks, there's free YouTube videos, there's this, that, all the way through to super premium retreats, events that are extremely expensive, and somewhere in the middle is kind of like high ticket online coaching. Now, high ticket generally is, and what's working right now in terms of pricing and packaging, is generally like a 12-week program, right? It's kind of the sweet spot. There's many reasons for that. I won't go into that in today's video. I've got many other videos that talk about that. If you want to find out more details about it, you can hit me up, or you can check out if you want to see out the other videos in relation to that. So 12 weeks is kind of the sweet spot. And anywhere from about $1,200 up to about $5,000, depending on what your niche is what I deem high ticket. So let's call that, on average, if it's $1,200 for 12 weeks, about $100 a week, right? Approximately. Now, there's many things, many ways to get a client to pay you up front, right? Rather than on week to week basis. And I show all my clients that, but I'm just giving you a rule of thumb of how it works. So you can go, well, you know what, 12 weeks for $1,200, $100 a week's not really that expensive, right? Now, in comparison to free and YouTube videos and free books and all that sort of stuff, there is a cost, of course. But certain customers, there are customers for all different formats, all the way through to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 retreats, right? Now, going back to the transport format, there are a lot of cheap options out there, like buses, bikes, walking, but there are still people who buy mid-range cars, luxury cars, so on and so forth. And it's because there are just, there are so many options out there, but there are so many different type of buyers. Now, it's not necessarily that in the fitness space, especially for high ticket coaching, which is kind of mid-tier, maybe the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 package events are more for highly affluent people, you know, potentially. But $100 a week, $1,200 for 12 weeks, up to about $4,000 or $5,000 is definitely not something that only affluent rich people will purchase, right? It is, those prices are working for everyday, you know, niches, all the way from stay-at-home mums through to you know, corporate males, females, whatever it might be. Now, what you need to understand is that certain people are looking for a certain type of service. Now, you can go on and you can look for a workout on YouTube and you can mimic and copy that, right? Now, it's a very different person who is looking for a customized training program day to day for a 12-week program specifically built around their needs, what they can, you know, can they access the gym? Can they do it at home? What equipment have they got? What injuries do they have to work around? Having it custom built to their fitness level, making sure that it is specific to what they need, not just something that's like a cookie cutter, one size fits all. A nutrition component to it, right? That suits foods they like, intolerances they have, accountability and support, and the ability to have it customized, not just once, but as the person progresses, have it tweaked to ensure that there's progressive overload at the right speed, at the right structure, there's no injuries for the person, so on and so forth. So it's a very different service to downloading an ebook and trying to follow it, right? So there will be some people that will download the ebook. There'll be some people that will watch some YouTube videos, but there'll be other people that have potentially done that in the past and have seen no success with it because it's been one size fits all, or they tried to do a workout from YouTube and they ended up injuring themselves because it wasn't custom built for what they need, didn't take their fitness into account, their background, their age, their whatever it might be. Or they download the ebook, they checked it out, and it just wasn't fit for them because it's cookie cutter, so they need something personalized for them. Or they had, you know, already paid $150, $100, $200 a week to a personal trainer having one-on-one sessions, and that trainer wasn't great because it was just a local trainer down the corner and they didn't understand this type of, you know, you specifically, so on and so forth. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that the question on why would someone buy high ticket versus all of these low cost options generally only comes when you haven't experienced that it is being done day in and day out from prospects all around the world, right? And once you see it being done, you don't ask the question because you just go, yeah, of course, right? But I guess to help give comfort and confidence to those who haven't done it before and are maybe selling themselves short because they're like, well, my service is worth X, but every prospect I speak to, I end up discounting massively because I just don't believe in the value because there's so much cheap stuff out there. Have the confidence and the knowledge that the prospects you speak to are looking for something different. You're not like a $5 ebook or a free ebook is very different to high ticket personalized one-on-one coaching. What the service that the person receives is completely different, which is why the price is completely different, right? And know that some people, you know, 10% of people will want the free version. 10% of people will want version X. 10% will want high ticket coaching. 10% will want super high ticket events, so on and so forth. But once again, 10% of the population of like 7 billion people means there is ample clients for every trainer in every segment of the market, right? So like, for example, if you're charging $2,000 a client and you want to make $10,000 a month, you only need 5 clients, right? That's 5 clients. That is nothing. And that's why it is not overly competitive market, because like if there was only like 10 potential clients in the world, then you'd go, okay, it's a competitive market. But we're talking about like tens of millions of potential clients for all of the trainers, right? And so if each trainer only needs like 5 clients to earn $10,000 a month, or 10 clients to earn $20,000 a month, then there is ample, right? It is not a competitive space, especially when you then go, there's a lot of trainers out there, but a lot of them are doing the wrong things. So you're not competing against them because what they're doing doesn't work and they're focusing on the wrong things and so on and so forth. Like if you're a trainer and you know how to market the right way, you are the 1%, the 2% that are getting all the clients and will get all the clients. Whereas a lot of the other trainers are spinning their wheels and doing things that prospects don't care about. You're not even competing with them. So one, have the confidence that people are buying high ticket. 2, know that high ticket online coaching is actually not expensive. Like if you liken it to $100 a week, for example, right? Most clients who go and see a one-on-one in-person coach, maybe they see him 3 times a week, right? On average. And maybe each session's $50 for an hour. That's $150 a week, right? So high ticket online coaching is actually not expensive. A lot of people are spending more already, and we're talking about like the everyday prospect. We're not talking about super affluent people here. So know that yes, there are, free books and free YouTube videos and all that sort of stuff, but it's a completely different service. So you need to compare apples to apples. So have the confidence to go out there in the market. Don't undersell yourself, and know that there's prospects out there who want your knowledge and your help in a customized, personalized format, and are more than happy to pay these prices day in and day out. And then once you have the confidence to go out there and do it, and you start seeing it happening, then you have an absolute massive mindset shift. And that's why for me and our clients, the first few clients are like getting my clients, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 clients is almost like the most important stage, because once you've gotten 3 or 4 clients and you've seen it done and you're like, geez, this is easy. It's very easy to go out and get 10, 20, 30, 40 more, because you've done it and you stop questioning whether it can be done, right? And so it's kind of like the first few are always the hardest, because once it's done, you're just like, well, this is pretty straightforward. And then the next prospect you speak to, the next prospect you speak to, next 10, 20, you have a lot more confidence and front in that, well, people just do this and this pricing's fine and I've already done this before. So your fear level goes down, your confidence goes through the roof, because you know it can be done. And so it just keeps getting done. So hopefully that makes sense. If you've got any questions whatsoever, if you need any help whatsoever in terms of growing your online coaching and fitness business, feel free to shoot me an email, chris@tribefit.co, chris@tribefit.co, that's .co, or you can send me a message on social media. More than happy to give any help. If you are involved in any of our groups, make sure you get as active as possible. And once again, I want to help as many coaches and trainers this year absolutely dominate and crush it, and see the success that they should be seeing, and see the impact that they should be seeing in the world as well. So if you need any help, feel free to shoot me a message, reach out. Don't be afraid on that, because ultimately my goal is to see you kick a massive goal, get the financial freedom that you want, but also have more impact on the world and help more people get to the results that they want to get to in terms of transforming their lives and their bodies. So hopefully this video helps. Take action with confidence, and you will see how straightforward it is, and you end up looking back and thinking, why did I even have this blockage in the first place? It's very obvious, but it's a common one that most people in the beginner stages will have. So don't feel bad if you are thinking the same way, but just know that and have the confidence to move forward and start getting the results you deserve. Hopefully that helps. That's all from me today. Chris at Tribefit. We'll speak soon.